if you can hear the sound normally. Now my voice is a bit weaker because I'm off sick from work with a cold, but I listened to the first live that I did and it was extremely quiet, like it was almost silent. So that's definitely not right. Please, when you come back in, will you type me a message to say whether the sound is better or if it's just as bad? Because if it's just as bad, I'll pack it in and do it tomorrow. Because I don't want to waste 4 hours doing these signs when I don't feel well for it to be silent. Okay, can someone let me know how the sound is? I've restarted the phone because it was sounding silent earlier or almost silent. Oh, is it better? Thank you. I restarted the phone. I think sometimes if I've opened a lot of windows or I don't know, I must have just glitched. Anyway, it's better now, so that's brilliant. We seem to be good for sound now. Hopefully everyone doesn't give up and they come back in. Okay, third time's a charm. So let's recap for anyone that wasn't here before. It's the Libra read. I'm doing the second part of the All Signs weekly love readings. First, we had the Tower. Um, then we had the World card reversed. And then we had the Knight of Wands reversed. So it appears that Libra. Thanks for coming back in, guys. Sorry about the issues with the sound. I've restarted my phone. It appears to be better now. I think we're back to normal. So on this side, Libra feels like we've come to the end of the road. And on this side, Libra's person has got the Three of Pentacles. They want collaboration. Okay, then they had the Two of Wands reversed. And then they had the the Eight of Pentacles upright. So they want it to work. They're fully invested. But in the outcome, it looks like the lover's gone. You know, like I just think this could be done. Now the cards that we got out to clarify are to do with the messy truth is someone can't move on. Another person feels empty in this connection, in a fog. Perhaps when this connection began, it was temporary relief, and it was never meant to be one of them great loves. Someone's put, I erased every trace of you except in my mind. There's been a lot of fighting, one-sided effort going in, trust issues, there's been detachment. It says the situation is about to explode. Things are about to pop off in flames. Keeping you a secret, insecure. Okay, so there could have been some infidelity, or this relationship started off in the dark, or something was taken to be more seriously than it ever should have been. Okay, because sometimes relationships are short term, and they're good for the time, but they're not meant to be a great love where you have a family together, where you have a house together, where you establish a life together. There was a lack of balance here, and it seems like on your side of things, Libra, you're done with it, and you kind of know better now. But they're trying to grow and expand this, so definitely singing from different hymn sheets. Right, so we've done our recap. Let's get a message from the divine. They've apologised, okay? They would apologise if you were talking to them. They'd say sorry for being so toxic. Actually, let's look at why this is happening now. To show you the beauty and simplicity, okay? If something is an uphill struggle or it starts and it just, I'm not saying there can't be adversity at the beginning, but if it's just, you feel like something just isn't destined to grow into something mighty, then what are we doing it for? You know what I mean? We could have misidentified this as having the potential to be a mighty oak. Sometimes that's to do with your state of mind when you meet someone. Um, you know, you can misidentify things, sort of give it more credit than it deserves. Oops, where's that gone? What's the karmic lesson? Honoring the journey, the path is as important as the destination. So this has been to teach you something. It's not for nothing that any single connection in your lifetime, it has not happened for nothing, whether that's karmic, and it's to teach you to build boundaries, whether it's a bit of a sticking plaster because you're in a really, really bad way. You know, if that's the crutch that gets you through to the next phase of your life, if it gives you that kind of like incentive to just keep going when you're in a really, really dark space, then it was needed at the time, and that's just the long and the short of it. Okay, but it's not necessarily meant to be forever. Sometimes we've started to heal and we can get rid of that crutch and we can start to walk on our own again. Yeah. We're not meant to have children in a house and the rest of our lives with every person we come across, but it doesn't mean that it's not being significant. I'm so glad the sound issue's fixed because that was pissing me off. My desires are sacred and valid. Okay, so that is perfect because what we had was the Knight of Wands reversed. So I think you'd really lost your passion for this. And clearly the love is gone, you know, like you're no longer in pursuit of it. I think you're wiser now. I think with that Hierophant card, you know, like it's experiential learning, isn't it? Like I know more now. I see better now. I feel stronger now. I'm clearer now. Let's get a message from the universe. It's never too late to start over. Oh my god, that's freaky, isn't it? You have to trust in the magic of new beginnings. They are waiting for you. Notice them, seize them, and appreciate all that you have. Just relax and trust. Okay, so knowing that there's going to be, of course, there's going to be more opportunities for love. There's going to be more people that you are compatible with, and potentially have more in common with in terms of what you want for the future. It's going to have legs, okay, and we don't have to fully invest in every single person that we are involved with. Okay, that appears to be the message here. Okay, so let's get a timing for you love someone that's not in the spread. Something that is meant to be significant for you. September. Okay. So end of summer, beginning of autumn. You are looking at freeing yourself up, and you will find someone new. Okay, someone who's more suited, and someone where this can like have legs and go somewhere. Let's get you some advice. The Pillar Cat. Ground yourself in what's enduring. Build strong foundations before reaching higher. Okay, so the way that you'll know whether something has legs is giving it time to see if someone's presenting themselves in the correct way. You know, for example, are they doing that classic courtship? Are they running off to get the car and bring it round to you? You know, are they conscious of walking in the road so that you can stay on the pavement and they can keep you safe? Are they willing to meet your family? Are they, you know, good for money? Are they offering to pay for things? Someone who's, you know, very transparent, someone who's happy talking about their family, they're happy talking about their job, their friends, they have a car. You know, this is someone that can add to your life, someone that already has like their hobbies, they know who they are, they know what they want. This is what we need if we're going to build with someone. Someone who can respond to problems that come up, you know, in the correct way and not blow the lid or completely crumble, you know. You also need someone that just knows how to behave when you're out in a restaurant. You know, they know how to carry themselves. They have some sort of like, they're a gentleman or they're a lady or they have some sort of class, some sort of manners. You need someone who is a good match for you, don't you, in terms of all of those things. So, and you know, they're sensitive to your feelings, your emotions, they're checking that you're okay. They're not someone that's going to negate how you feel. They're not someone that's going to punish you, you know, for having feelings about something. They're someone that's going to consider your opinion when you share it, and you know, and compromise. Someone who can be thoughtful. You need time to see those things, and someone can show you all of that right from the start. But depending on how you're feeling, you could be prepared to accept less and keep sort of going with it anyway because it's good for right now, you know, but then misidentify it and go, oh, maybe this is my person, you know, and it's just someone who is your person is going to come along in September, so do let the tower fall. Let that tower fall, okay? You're gonna have to tell this person to be on their way if they're trying to resist that. Let's get some more advice. I am a unique and valuable presence in this world. Celebrate a small victory or achievement today. We've got shine. Don't dim your light. The world needs your unique talents and gifts. Shine brightly. Okay, so you could be feeling a bit pessimistic and a bit like, why do I keep getting duds? Or why have I like invested into this thing that was just more of a sticking plaster or a comfort blanket? Or it was meant to teach me, you know, something for a while, but it wasn't meant to be forever. Why have I like, you know, done that? I'm not going to get a forever person. Yes, you are in September. So you mustn't dim your light. You must keep living your life to the fullest, okay? Because there's people out there just waiting to be discovered by you, waiting to cross paths with you and be brought into your path. It's already predestined. I feel like I'm missing something. I changed my setup. No, I think I have done everything. I changed my setup so I could finish uploading the Native American Indian Medicine Wheel readings onto the membership account. It's interesting that you've got my desires are sacred and valid, and it's the sacral chakra. You know, it's between your hips, the pelvic region. It's about passion, vitality, excitement, enthusiasm, drive. And then you've got don't dim your light. You've got this picture of a diamond and a unique and valuable presence in this world. Celebrate the small victories, okay? Because it's not about the end destination. Trust in the divine plan, okay? Don't get down on yourself. That's the message. This message from the universe says it's never too late to start over. Okay, so stop focusing on like I should be at this place right now. I should have this goal met or this milestone reached by now. Stop worrying about the end destination and enjoy the journey. Okay. All right, take care, Libra. I'm sorry that we had such a hiccup at the beginning. It's symbolic, I think. Symbolic of the message that was coming out in this. Memberships went live a couple of weeks ago. It's very exciting times. Finally got the tax sorted thanks to a YouTuber that posted their unofficial content on what to select. So if you remember, it's $5.99 a month. You click the join button. You get a monthly finance reading and a monthly health reading. Okay, they're my most popular spreads. If you want a personal reading, whether it's on love, finance, or anything else, business advice, health, anything, it's £25. They're always £25. The love readings are long arse readings. They're about 45 minutes to an hour. I get very invested in them. I get your timings, I get your messages, I get your reasons why people are feeling the way they're feeling. And I try to identify the nature of the connection and stuff like that. So the nice thing about personal reading is 100% it's you and your person's energy. With the collective, that's free, and it's free for a reason because it's probably going to resonate, but it's going to be less accurate, because it's like the energy of many people together. But to be honest, if you follow your zodiac sign and the sign of your person week on week, it's probably enough. It's just nice to do a personal sometimes, It's like a treat. So I do like get personal readings off readers, or I get them off other readers. I don't do my own readings because I think I'm probably gonna imagine the cards that I want and then they'll come out because I'm a psychic, right? So I prefer to know that a psychic's doing it for me and I'm not pulling cards out that I'm wanting to come out, if that makes sense. I'm not attracting the cards out because I do that. I do that sometimes. Like, I only do it, say, like 4 times a year. I don't see the point because a person can only tell you what the energy is. What is the likelihood of X happening this week? It's not, they can't give you absolutes. Okay, it's not like, is this my person? up with so and so. It doesn't work like that. So that's why you need to follow like week on week. The circumstances change. If you're unemployed, you're not going to be presenting yourself for a relationship. If your head's completely like fragmented and your personality is, you know, been split by something terrible that's going on, or you're grieving or something like this, you're not going to feel up for a relationship, are you, right now? If you've got a cold, you're going to be like, oh, fuck off, world. Do you know what I mean? But some days you're going to be like, do you know what? I think I am ready for love now. And see, that's why we need to monitor week on week. My feelings change by the hour, never mind, you know, the day. Some days you just get out on the right side of the bed and you feel optimistic, you feel excited, your sex drive's higher, you know, it's just different. If you do want a personal reading, you can email me at jen3585@gmail.com. It's in the channel description on YouTube. Or you can direct message on Instagram or TikTok. Most people choose to get in touch by TikTok. Okay, so we are going on to Scorpio next. Let's have a shuffle. Spirit guides, universe, and angels, please stand beside me and guide me for Scorpio's highest good. How is Scorpio feeling in this final week of March and the beginning days of April 2026 with regards to the one they're thinking about, dealing with, or manifesting in? 3 cards for how Scorpio is feeling, please. Okay, so we've got the King of Pentacles upright, but with the Temperance reversed. Now that's a major arcana and it's the one for Sagittarius. It's about managing emotions. So a cup of water is poured from one cup to the other cup, back and forth, trying to get just the right amount, okay? The right balance, the right equilibrium of emotion. Something's affecting your stability at the moment, your sense of security. You know, when we feel like work, income, or resources are threatened, they're going out the bank account too quickly, or someone's making us feel like we don't know where we stand with them, that can really affect our emotions and make us feel pissed off or resentful or worried, fretful. You know, we can't just relax and kind of like know that it's going to be all right. So the King of Pentacles is earth energy. It's Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy. It's when we want to feel that everything is secure. You know, I don't want to step out onto a moving platform. I want to step out knowing that I'm going to be securely on the next, you know, piece of stone. And when someone is a moving target for us, that's not helpful. You know, we need to be made to feel secure. So I think something's making you feel a bit insecure at the moment in terms of your love life. And I don't know if it's finances or someone's behaviour, but you like predictability, you like security. Okay, because a ping of pentacles. A king of pentacles is someone who's fixed. They're not going anywhere. They're aware of their responsibilities, and they like to know where they stand right from day one. Okay, and if it doesn't get that start, it's off-putting. So in the challenge position, we've got the Four of Pentacles. So this is making you feel like, well, I don't know if I want to share my resources, my time, my money, my energy with this person. I don't know. Because this is now. This is my time, my money, my energy, and I'm keeping it for myself. This is, I do want to share it. I don't want to be miserly. I want to, pass that tray to another person and do something nice for them and spend time with them and give them time, money, and energy. This is, I don't know. Am I wasting my time? Am I gambling here? The Devil. Okay, so the major for Capricorn, we've got double earth energy. So I don't know if you've got Capricorn in your chart or earth in your chart. It could just be that this is a fixation of yours. This is an obsession. This is something you're ruminating on. You need security. You want to know where you stand with this relationship. If someone's refusing to put a label on it, they're keeping it in the dark, or they're not consistent with getting in touch with you. They're not following predictable patterns that you get at the beginning of a relationship. Then you might not be up for it. You Scorpios, you're emotional, you're possessive, you love time with the people that you care about, your family, your friends. It's sacred to you. You don't necessarily say that, but it just is. You just really value it. And you're looking for security. And I think this is a real issue for you at the moment, because the Devil is about, like, the monkey on my back, the thing that's really bothering me, the thing that I can't let go of. Let's see how they're feeling, because that's how you're feeling about things. We've got the Eight of Pentacles reversed and the Ace of Wands upright. It's like this person has like a whole load of passion and they want a do-over, but then they're not asked about like building a future. Like, this person just wants to be spontaneous. They just want to do what feels good right now. Maybe they don't want to put a label on it. Maybe they don't want to tell other people about it or change their status on socials. There's something here where they're very passionate about you. They're very excited about you. But they're not there's no talk about the future, and that is going to make you question whether you are wasting your time. The World card upright. Okay, so this was very different to what came out in the Libra reading. The World card was reversed, but again, you could be a Libra, Scorpio, cusper, because it was the other person that was feeling optimistic, and here it's the other person that's feeling optimistic. But how it's different is in the Libra reading, the person wanted to invest in the future. They had Eight of Pentacles upright. This person in your reading, Scorpio, is not looking to build a future. Okay, they feel good about their life. They feel excited about you, but they're not looking to they're not looking for a hubby or a wifey. They're looking to just live in the moment and be passionate. And you might have children already because you're showing up as a King of Pentacles, or you might have a house to pay for. You might just be more mature or in a different phase of your life where you just want different things. And this might be something you really can't get past. There's a difference between the two of you. Sometimes people don't want growth and expansion for the future because they're not emotionally available yet. If they're stuck on an ex or something, that yes, they want passion, but they don't want to build and grow and put a label on things and answer to someone else's family. they don't want to spend their weekend like going and meeting the parents and stuff like that. They want their independence. Nine of Swords reversed. This person is not sitting awake at night worrying about it. They're chilled. Okay, they're choosing to drop the burden. They're not going to worry. It's like take it or leave it. I know that better days are coming, and they're being a bit selfish. If one can put it like that, they're being like self-orientated in terms of like they're not going to let this affect them in a negative way. Let's get 3 for the outcome. We've got the Tower reversed. This is so freaky, guys, because we're getting the opposite cards. We're getting the same cards, but in the opposite position to the Libra reading. So someone's resisting the Tower in the outcome. They don't want this major change. Yeah. Oh my God, I'm so good. I'm actually really good at this. The Nine of Cups is a single energy. Like, I'm happy. I'm putting my happiness first. I'm putting my health first. I'm putting what I need right now first. And I think that could result in this person putting their foot down when it comes to staying technically single. And I think it could come to the point where you're going to put your foot down and say, well, I don't want that and I can't have irresponsibility, I can't have spontaneity, I haven't got the luxury of being able to just faff around, you know, and I haven't got all the time in the world. There's something where you just are on different, you're on different pages right now. It won't mean that this person is forever going to be responsible. There could be someone who's like that, but they might just not want to be in a relationship at this phase of their life. You know, if they're trying to get over someone, if they're still grieving someone. It's not necessarily showing it as that, but there's definitely a stubbornness around staying single and just being happy, like contented in oneself. It's not necessarily because they want to date other people, but they just don't want to be joined at the hip to anyone, building a future with anyone. Let's get one more. The High Priestess. Oh my God, this is so weird. This is so weird. Because the third card is just like reading was opposite to the Libra reading. The third card in the outcome for the Libra reading was the Hierophant. You're getting the High Priestess. So this is someone who's following their intuition, their gut, their judgment, like in terms of these are my morals, these are my principles. I know the universe has a plan for me. It's about trust, it's about faith, it's about belief. Um, you want security. This person is not providing you with that. They're not prepared to provide you with that, okay, for whatever reason. Let's get a message from them. You're mysterious. I can never seem to figure you out sometimes. I feel like you're hiding something from me. I never really know where I stand with you. That is bizarre. That is so, like, bizarre that that person's saying that to you because they've not done anything to make you feel secure. They're not dealing with anyone else, but they're not growing and expanding this with time, money, and energy. They're kind of a bit self-centered, you know, like self-orientated. They're kind of like pleasing themselves in terms of how they spend their time, their money, and acting single, in terms of like they don't have responsibilities towards you. And I think this has like freaked you out. They need to be more premeditated, more intelligent, more emotionally intelligent, this person, and think about your feelings. I mean, Scorpios are fixed signs as well, so that's another reason why you need things to follow certain protocols. Let's get the messy truth about this connection. Gaslighted, manipulated, doubting yourself, twisted truth. This person's so weird, aren't they? The way they're like gaslighting you, making you feel like you're crazy. But they're acting like, you're not in a relationship, so no contact zone, enforced distance, silence game still attached. So you could be in no contact with this person at the moment because you're just like really actually hurt or like pissed off by them. And meanwhile, they think everything's gravy. They think everything's fine. But it's all God. It's like, what? That's mental. I think they could be a self-sabotage, Let's get some more clarification. Demanding. Crushed. Unrealistic expectations, high maintenance diva. That's what they think about you. Crushed. You are hurting emotionally right now. You need time to heal before you jump in again. Wow, that's crazy. This person got like a victim mentality, like a victim mindset. Like they feel like they don't hold any accountability in what's happened to you. Nothing pisses me off more. I don't think this person is as emotionally intelligent as you, or they're too much focused on their own, like what's good for them right now instead of what's good for both of you. Love patient, open your heart to truly feel the magic of love. They could be in a state of preserving themselves because they were hurt previously. In previous relationships, they felt hurt, therefore, they want to just kind of act like they don't belong to anyone, they're not responsible to anyone, and keep themselves like from getting emotionally hurt. They might want to know how you feel about them before they put themselves out there. Putting on a show. Oh my god. Red flags. Signs, cheating, deception. Oh my god, 1111, twin flame, runner chaser, divine timing. Never had that card come out, not once. And I've had this deck for a year or more. Soul contract, soulmates, partnership, spiritual union. This person says they can't figure you out. All right, because you're not sure whether to invest in them, but then they're not letting you see anything that you would want to invest into. You know, you're seeing red flags, you're seeing signs of deception, someone putting on a show, love bombing you. You know, this person is either love bombing or they're putting in the least effort possible, and then they seeing you as demanding, or like, you know, they're acting like it's not a relationship, it's just sex or something like this. They're doing it because they're trying to control the situation. But this is toxic behavior, and this is a twin flame runner chaser dynamic. Okay, so you might be thinking, well, I'm not chasing someone. I am not chasing someone who's a runner. They're showing up as a runner, to be honest, like someone that's keeping you at arm's length, someone that's pushing you away, confusing you, and therefore you're like, am I like heck gonna like share my time, money, and energy, my resources with you when you're acting like this, when you're putting your own interests first? So there's definitely, you know, this is 1111. This is like a twin flame, one a chaser contract where it's going to be that you're apart more than you are together. When this person runs away, you're going to initially think, I need to chase them, and you're going to stop because you've got healthy attachment. You're going to be like, why am I chasing someone? Right? And then you're going to like run, and then they're going to go, wait, people normally chase me. Why is this person not chasing me? And then they're going to go towards you. And at times you'll be together for short, brief periods, you'll be together, but mostly you'll be apart because you won't be understanding one another, and you'll be like, I'm not chasing. Your learning lesson out of the twin flames dynamic is learning not to chase people. Their learning lesson is learning not to run away. And they gotta look and go, wait, this person's different, they didn't chase me. You've each been picked uniquely for this assignment, okay? No one else is gonna pull this person out of their pit, their destructive behaviour. No one else is going to pull you out of your pit, your destructive behaviour. They would probably trauma bond with this person and just constantly chase after them. This person would probably never ever, you know, chase someone in their life and maintain that and persist with that. And they need to learn to put more effort in. Okay, so the idea is from this twin flames where you've each been picked uniquely for this assignment. No one else has got the skills, the personality, the character to pull this person out of their runner mode. No one else has got the skills, the personality, the character to take you out of your chaser mode. Um, you're both going to be healed after it. Okay, if you can elevate yourselves and work on yourselves individually, you will both elevate. Sometimes one person learns faster than the other, and so you've got to wait for them to catch up because it's all on like, sometimes people aren't comfortable to look at their wounds and look at why they're a runner. Why do they run away from feelings? Why do they run away from painful feelings? If they're not comfortable to examine that, and it means going back to childhood trauma or something like that, then they may reject that in this lifetime, or they may take longer than you to kind of emotionally catch up with that level of emotional intelligence. Okay, so twin flames, as you both learn, you both are triggered to heal by one another, and no one else has been picked for the assignment to do this. This is a profound connection. Okay, very, very profound. More important than a standard, you know, we met, we fell in love, we decided to make a life together. It's more profound than that. This is healing each other's souls out of this connection. Okay, it's very, very important. This is happening right now to show you the beauty and simplicity. It's not aligned with your truth. Okay, so for you, as someone with secure attachment, Scorpio, you can become a bit of a chaser if someone doesn't put the effort in, and you're realizing that that's toxic. and you're not going to chase this person. You are not going to chase this person. You're going to stop contact with them. You're not going to be calling them up and chasing them. Okay. And that is exactly what is supposed to be happening right now. So the twin flames is on, off, on, off, on, off. It's meant to be like that. Let's have a look at timing to see when you're going to be in contact once again, because it's highly likely that they're going to get in touch with you at some point. Because your job is to run, their job is to learn to chase. January. Oh dear. So it can be like a year and a half. There can be periods where you're in detachment, because if you come back too quick, this person won't learn. They're supposed to see what it's like to live life without you in it. Okay. And as I said, whether they're comfortable to face these issues within a few weeks or a few months is unlikely. Sometimes they have to have a significant period of time away from you to see what life is like without you in it. You need to really like struggle and suffer. Usually either it comes with mental breakdowns and stuff like that, so recovery from that is long, and sometimes people run away from stuff for months at a time, a year at a time. So they're huge life lessons, huge states of evolution, that are significant to our soul. So they don't happen over short periods. So this is an ongoing, long-term thing. The reason you'll know it's a twin flame connection is the sex will be out of this world. You'll be, so like two magnets that can't stay away from each other. This person's going to be on your mind 24/7. You're going to be on their mind 24/7. You're going to make one another crazy. Distance does not, it's not like out of sight, out of mind. If anything, you'll be miserable until you come back together. Okay, like that's the point. What's the nature of this connection? Although we've identified it as twin flames connection. Awakening passion indicates a resurgence of passion and intimacy in your relationship. Unity consciousness suggests that your love is part of a greater collective awakening. Okay, so that's what we've said. This is healing parts of their soul and parts of your soul. It's messy, it's hard to watch, it's uncomfortable, it feels horrible, but it's getting us to a state of higher awareness, a state of higher consciousness, a place of evolution. That someone that's just going to pander to us is not going to help us to grow and evolve. They're actually going to cause us to be more of a runner because they're rewarding us for running. So it's like watching pure devastation going on and knowing how to counter toxicity. That's your job as a twin flame. You counter this person's toxicity, you don't pander to it, you don't facilitate it. You resist it and you teach this person to evolve, and they're doing that for you as well. Okay. Some people don't understand why twins can be met usually when they're already married or already in partnership, but they're trauma bonded to someone who is a fixer, someone who will always bend, and move towards what this person uh, needs. Every time they pull away, they'll chase them. Every time, they make a bad choice to cut off the nose to spite their face and cut contact with you, they will be like, oh, well, I'll chase them. No, you're the person that's not going to do that. You're going to be the person that makes this person wake up to the toxic ways that they've got, and vice versa. Okay. If you get with someone who is violent but you're insecure, and the person becomes more controlling and possessive because you read that as compliment that they're so controlling, you read that as a compliment that they're so possessive because you actually have huge insecurities with self-worth. You are trauma bonded to each other and it's toxic, and that person will get more controlling and you will let them do more controlling things to you. So that's where twin flames aren't toxic. They are the people assigned to one another uniquely to blow each other out of habits like that. Because in that kind of dynamic, both of you are insecure. Control comes from a place of insecurity, a lack of self-worth. It doesn't come from a place of you're amazing and that's why I'm so controlling over you. It's that person has no self-esteem, they have no confidence, they're constantly worried that people leave, that people realise how shite they are, so that's why they take the situation into their own hands and become dangerous, become abusive, and it gets worse, it never gets better. So sorry, I've got a cold, so I'm very stuffy and drained, but I wanted to crack on. Because I'll fall behind otherwise. Let's get a confession from this runner, this twin flame. I am going through a spiritual awakening. Okay, so we've had awakening twice. I spy on your social media. This runner is constantly thinking about you. They're running through your mind. You're running through their minds. I love the way you carry yourself. They know you've got self-respect, you've got dignity, you sit on your throne and you know your worth. You are not someone that's going to run after this person. You're not going to chase after them and pander to them and allow them to be toxic. You're going to say, excuse me, how sad are you running away from your feelings? Back you come. And if you don't, you lose me. You don't want to talk to me? Fine, I'm not going to text you either. You're going to match their energy and make them really think shit, this one's different. I'm truly sorry, you deserve better. Okay, so they're remorseful. They know they're shitty for reacting how they react to situations. They are reflective as a person. I want to spend more time with you. Okay, so it's not that they don't like you, the reason that they run away. They're probably someone who's uncomfortable with certain emotions and they're worried that they're going to get, codependent on you. So they just decide to sabotage or whatever. I see you in my dreams. Yeah, often people who are runners, they don't like to be vulnerable in front of anyone. They don't want an audience when the chips are down. So instead of coming together and getting stronger through the face of adversity, they hide under a van, like a wounded animal crawls under a van to die. A lot of cats do that. They don't want to be seen. They don't want you to hold their hand as they pass away. They crawl away because they know it's basically they're on the horse. So this is what this person does when they're running. They're avoiding having to be vulnerable. Okay, so they have to get over that. And that could be a lifelong habit, and this person could be middle-aged and doing that. They could have done that their whole life. But you are the special person assigned to stand up to them in that behaviour and not put up with it. And I don't mean clash with them over it necessarily, but you will call them out on it, or you'll just stay away and you won't message them, and then they'll be like, what? I normally hear from people by now, what? I'm not getting, a boost of people chasing after me. I'm not getting that hit, that rush, that constant reassurance. I'm not getting that constant attention that this normally causes. Why is this happening now? Because it's a blessing in disguise. Okay, so you might think this is awful, this is not how relationships normally go for me, this is not what I thought was going to happen here, this has done a U-turn, we've hit a roadblock very early on, I can't understand this person's behaviour and it feels like the worst thing in the world. But it's for this person's own good and it's for your own good. When it's not a stop forever, it's not the end, it's just a pause. And it could be a long pause, okay? It could be an ellipsis, but to be continued is to be continued, okay? It's not done. It could be a year, it could be a year and a half, it could be 6 months, but this ain't over, okay? It's going to feel like it's over, but it's not over. It just feels like it is, okay? What's the karmic lesson? Recognizing red flags. You got red flags twice. Your intuition is always right. You know this person. The way they react to stuff is an overreaction. The way they respond to it is not healthy. They pull away instead of coming together to work stuff out. So you are calling them out on their shit as a proper twin flame should. Let's get karmic whispers. I see with clarity and wisdom. Okay, that is exactly what the High Priestess card is. You know, for some reason, you just know you're a very spiritual person. You know that this is a twin. You know there's something profound about this person, where everyone else will be giving you the advice of just walking away from it and saying, "Why are you putting up with this? It's not your personality to do this." You know that there's like a reason why this person's in your life, and it's not for nothing. You know that this is something that's enduring and it's not going to be easy, but it's not because it's wrong. You got another one. Intuition is my inner compass. Okay, so this is such a powerful connection with the divine. You could be someone with a lot of clair ability, you know, like clair senses. You could be a tarot reader. You could be someone who has strong faith. You know that there's something about this connection that is not to be given up on, but you know it's going to be messy as well. This person, you're triggering this person to go through a spiritual awakening. You're going to be the most important person this person ever comes across in their lifetime. Okay. And you're going to hear from them in January, because they will not be able to keep away. They're going to go insane. Those seemingly coincidental events are actually prearranged. Yeah, all the people in this person's life pander to them. They're used to this person acting toxic and they pander to it. You're not like that, you're different. They constantly obsess over you and you obsess over them. But it's not, there's a sense of knowing that this isn't like, you know, it's not a karmic, it's not like an immature person that you're just kind of passing through in life. It's, your soul knows that there's a really strong mission here. You could end up as a reward with this person as your spouse, your ride or die for the rest of your life. But it could be years before that happens because they've got to change. They've got to change. They don't understand you because they've never met anyone like you. You're the twin flame. This person's good at pretending. They're good at pretending to be okay. They're good at pretending to be happy, pretending to be, in a happy marriage or a happy relationship when actually they're doing all this toxic running all the time. And then they meet someone like you and they're like, they can't understand why you're so significant to them. But it seems like you already know why. You've sussed out there's something bigger going on here, something profound. Let's get a message from the universe. Actually, I think Scorpios are known for, Scorpio and Pisces are known for having strong intuition, as you are water signs. If you didn't get something you really wanted at this time, if you feel stuck or feel like things are not going according to your plans, know that something bigger and better is coming. It's something filled with divine magic that couldn't come into your life if you were to receive what you're asking for now. This is so creepy, guys. It's creepy good because this is divinely guided, this connection, and it's going to be messy and it's going to be on off, and it's going to be a series of years where this happens, but you will end up with this person because you are healing their soul and they're healing yours. But it comes at great cost, okay? You're going to feel exhausted at times, you're going to feel pissed off at times, you're going to feel hurt at times, you're going to be so frustrated with this person, honest to God. But that is the work of looking after a toddler. Toddlers are irrational, they're over emotional, they're frustrated, because they don't understand, they misunderstand a lot of things. That you got to think of this person as a toddler and you're a parent, and you're doing this for their good. Meanwhile, you don't know that it's healing you as well. I can't remember how the saying goes, but it's something to do with, people only have the level of consciousness or awareness and clarity that they have at the time. They don't know any better. So you need to sort of remember that. This person doesn't know any better yet. You're teaching them that. You're teaching them. I take time to nourish my body, mind, and soul. Listen. People start to heal the moment they feel heard. Okay, so you might be someone that listens to this person. If you feel angry and you feel like you want to give them some home truths, that can still happen. But this person needs to share some very difficult things that have happened to them in their life, things that they're too embarrassed to usually reveal. And the beautiful thing about this messy situation is at some point this person will open up to you in their own time about why they are a runner. Okay. They usually put on a show, they usually pretend. They could be someone that's really good at giving advice to others, but they can't take their own advice, because that means like facing some uncomfortable truths. Okay, a final advice card. The glyph weaver. The universe is speaking in symbols. Listen between the lines. Hidden messages are guiding you towards truth and wisdom. Oh my god, that's so good. With the High Priestess, the Twin Flames journey, you've got the 1111 card, and you've got double third eye chakra cards, which is wisdom, intuition, guidance. This is coming from inside of you. You know that this connection is not. It's not just like a karmic connection or something outwardly toxic where it just forces you to put up boundaries from badness. This is someone you're gonna like change who this person is fundamentally from being put in contact with them. They're gonna change who you are fundamentally from being put in contact with you, and it's gonna take place over years, and it's gonna be on and off, mostly off. But when it's on, it's fucking on. And you'll both be better people from it, and you may be rewarded with a long-term connection out of it. Cool. Okay, I think that's all the cards that I can give you. Take care, Scorpio, and I'll see you in the next one. Hopefully that gave you some clarity. Please give it a like, share, subscribe, follow, repost, support the channel. If you want a personal reading, they're £25. You can direct message on Instagram or TikTok. Payment is by PayPal. I pre-record it and I put it on YouTube. Only the person with the link can see it, so unless you send the link to anyone, it's completely confidential. You can watch it on the telly as well as on your phone or wherever. And it's there forever unless you ask me to take it down or something. Memberships are now live. They're $5.99 a month. You get a finance reading every month. You get a health reading every month. Your spiritual health, your mental health, your emotional health, your physical health. Using the Native American Indian medicine wheel. Content's already up. You also get How to Read Tarot series. That content will be added soon. I tend to talk through the cards a lot anyway, which is why my readings are so long, but that's how I get to the answers that I need to get to. It's me doing a think aloud, but with a How to Read Tarot series, I'll go through the cards in a very methodical way. It won't be whatever cards come out as they come out. It'll be like, here's a tarot deck, here's what you get in it. Do you know what I mean? It's going to be different. I'm going to have to go to the loo. I just cannot wait. I will be doing Sagittarius next. Please share the channel for me. Share the video, share the channel. My watch hours are dropping off because certain videos have got to be in a year old, so the watch hours from those don't count, and I think some of them must have been very popular videos because it's punishing me, right? It's taking off so many watch hours, and I was so close to 4,000, and now I'm back down to 3,900, and it's just soul destroying. Like, I actually really feel pissed off about that, but hopefully we can get into the algorithm. If you can like my shorts, it gets them into the algorithm much more effectively, because one like or two likes could get 600 views. But if I create content that's awesome, if it doesn't get into the algorithm, it just sits there with no views. Do you know what I mean? So it's like soul destroying, because I'm like working my backside off. So don't forget to give videos likes, please. Drop comments. I think that's meant to help as well. Just tell me if you like my setup, you like me, if the reading resonated. Just give me a comment, because it doesn't cost you anything, but it makes a huge difference. The worst thing is if you create content and it takes all time to create it and uses up energy to create it, and then it doesn't even get watched. It's like the worst feeling. So right, I'm going to nip to the loo, and then it is Sagittarius. Okay, let's get on with it. A couple of shuffles for Sagittarius. Spirit guides, the universe, and angels, please stand beside me and guide me for Sagittarius' highest good. How is Sagittarius feeling in this final week of March 2026 and beginning days of April 2026 with regards to the one they're thinking about, dealing with, or manifesting in for the future? Three cards for Sagittarius. The Ace of Pentacles, new beginnings. Okay, so Pentacles are increments of time, money, and energy, and Ace is something we've actively manifested. Okay, we've worked hard towards it, and the universe is granting us that wish. Okay, it's giving us a little bit of good luck. So you could have met someone, or you could feel like you're being given a new start, a new beginning. Blocks and barriers could have been removed. You know, you could have some success and think, shit, I'm getting a new beginning here. It's very positive. The Hanged Man. Okay, see, this is a card of putting yourself in suspense. It's a fixed energy, but it's being open-minded, trying to see things from another point of view, literally, by turning yourself upside down. Okay, so you're staying open-minded. King of Pentacles. Okay, so very, very sturdy, sitting on a good amount of savings, got decent income coming in. Yeah, the assets are protected, and we're feeling secure. So that all of that is the root chakra. When that's turning and spinning, that red chakra at the base of your spine, because you feel secure, you feel like you know where you stand in life now. You know, that comes from good finances. It comes from someone making us feel secure and following certain processes, protocols, things being nicely predictable. We feel secure, and that really lifts our spirits, makes us feel like all is possible. We can feel, you know, optimistic about the future for ourselves going forwards if we're moving on from an ending. Or we can feel good going into something new. So I think you're in a really good place at the moment. Earth energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy. So let's get three cards for the one that you're thinking about or dealing with or manifesting in the future. The Four of Wands. Wow, you've got the 1111 card. So this person wants to go exclusive. If you've been dating someone, they want stability. They want to move in together. They might want to get hitched, get married. They might want to have children, okay? But this is rock solid love. This person is in it, okay? And they're only in it with you. The Moon card is reversed. So they might lack a bit of confidence, or they're worried about anything going wrong. Sometimes when you really feel excited about a person and you really want to provide stability and security with them and achieve that with them, you're worried if they want the same thing or if something's going to mess it up. So they're a little bit fearful, this person, because that's a major arcana, and when it's upright, the fool realises that he must walk forwards anyway, even when he doesn't have all the answers, or he's a bit scared, or doesn't know if he can do it. This person's quite fearful of something, so let's see. Queen of Cups reversed. Now, the Queen of Cups upright is someone who is emotionally intelligent, they're calm, they're patient, they're empathetic, they're understanding, they're very forgiving. See, the heart chakra is spinning really nicely. That green cog is lit up and it's spinning round, like whirring away. Because this person, when it's upright, has the ability to forgive, the ability to let go. They don't hold on to bitterness or spite or grudges. They don't try to exact revenge. When it's reversed, this person could be over emotional or they could be under emotional. They could be someone that hasn't learnt to forgive betrayals from the past, and so they're lacking trust. They may, panic that this is going to go wrong, that you're not going to, be faithful to them if they've been cheated on in the past. It looks like they've got some sort of insecurities. It could be to do with trust. With that heart chakra showing up, I don't think it's to do with the lack of money or finances, because it's not showing me issues over pentacles, but they could have been betrayed financially by someone that didn't really love them, like a user or something. Let's get 3 for the outcome. Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords is like, speak the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help me God. It's air energy. Swords cut through the crap. It's come towards me, but don't you dare lie, kind of thing. It can be a divorce card, the Queen of Swords. So I don't know if I've been reading this wrong or... Swords are communication, their thoughts, their facts, their research, their knowledge, their logic. It's about head over heart decisions. Perhaps you're approaching the future, or this new connection, this new beginning with a head over heart kind of approach, and you don't want to be taken for a ride. You want to protect what you've got, whether that's the things in your life, the people in your life, your resources. This person feels that, okay, they feel the sort of coldness or the harshness. I don't think that's going down too well with them. It's making them nervous. Ten of Wands in the challenge position. Ace of Cups in the challenge position. The Page of Wands in the challenge position. Something's been long and arduous. Lots and lots of challenges, but the good thing is 10 is the end of a cycle. The love has gone from a situation, and we are so ready for our new beginning. Okay, so this is what has taken place in your life. You're ready for a new beginning. You're so over like what was happening in the past. So this is either your ex who's fearful of the future and you're being quite cutthroat with them now, or this is a new person who wants stability and they want to go steady, they want to put a label on it, they want to move in together, they want all those things, marriage, children, or blending families together, but they're kind of feeling worried about maybe your terseness or your cutthroat, approach, or detached, kind of like you might have removed feelings out of the situation because you don't want to be mugged off again. And it could be causing a bit of fear in this person, a bit of resistance, where they were very excited and wanted all in. So just be careful with that, okay? You'll know what your story is, what the truth is for you. Let's get a message from this person. If they are, someone that you're dealing with that's on the newer side. The I'm inclined to think this is someone new because you've got the Ace of Pentacles and it's not at the end coming in as an outcome. It's like on the timeline, it's the first thing that's coming out on your timeline. So it tends to make you think this is what's going on now, or it's something that's recently started. It's something you want, something you manifested. So could be that you recently divorced, recently separated, you're going through divorce, and that's why we've got the Queen of Swords energy. Jealousy, I'm very jealous, I can barely stand it. Ooh, that's quite sexy. This person is, they're keen to lock it down. They want security with you. They want everyone to know that you're theirs. Okay, they are not interested in sharing. They're not interested in losing to the opposition. Absolutely not. This is someone who's probably traditional in belief, traditional in courtships. They're looking for loyalty. They're going to be really respectful towards you. So that's really nice. Let's get a confession from this new person. I don't feel like I'm good enough for you. Oh, they're insecure. They're putting you on somewhat of a pedestal, I think. It's quite cute, to be honest. What's the nature of this connection? I'm so happy for Sagittarius because you just seem to have like depressing readings coming up where you were going through divorce or separation for like the longest time, for like a year. So it looks like shit's, moved on. Stuff's changed, stuff's happened, life's happened. What's this? Kaleidoscope of love represents the multifaceted nature of your emotions and experiences together. Ooh, you're gonna start to feel all different kinds of ways with this person. It's gonna, you could for the longest time have just felt really detached and pissed off and matter of fact about stuff because that's the state that we're left in. It's like a sort of coping mechanism after separation or divorce. It's very, final. It's upsetting. We feel vulnerable after, so we just go really matter of fact, and we don't feel wimpy or vulnerable anymore. Just like, I'm not having any messing, and you start laying down the law with people, and it's quite attractive to people, because that means they know where they stand, and they've got respect for you because you're not going to take any shit off anyone. But they're a bit worried that they're not good enough for you, that you won't be impressed by them, or they're gonna not be able to live up to your expectations. So what's the messy truth about this budding romance, this new connection? Toxic ties, addictions, karma, emotional chain. It's a bit heavy, isn't it? Cycle, repeat. Same drama, different debt, stuck loop, back and forth, emotional yo-yo, on and off, confusion. So that makes me think that it is the ex. If this is the ex, you want you're out, 100%. You're out and done. You're already picturing, what your new life is going to look like. You're already in talks with someone new. And you're sitting pretty when it comes to resources, security. You can't wait for your new life. Something was way too arduous, too difficult before. It was constantly on and off. The love's gone. So I don't think you're crying over spilt milk anymore, even if you were. You're not now. You're just in this energy. Something was toxic. There was jealousy. There could still be a bit of jealousy. Someone could have been very insecure, immature in the way that they handled the last marriage or relationship. It could have felt like Groundhog Day, you know, like it was just the same shit like 20 years later. Mechanical, going through the motions, checked out, routine. It could have got really routine and mechanical if you were in a marriage with this person. Legacy's rebirth. Honor history's remains to restore and breathe life into forgotten tales. You could have felt like you were trying to breathe life back into something that had already died, you know? You could have been off and on, constantly trying it over, and it's just like not even like exciting anymore. It's just not hopeful anymore. Total drama. It could have been a toxic, you know, like a trauma bond where you've always had drama and there'll always be drama. Because, you know, the person's addicted to breaking up, being chased, and stuff like that. They're a runner. You could have always been the fixer, something like that. And you don't want to be the fixer anymore. You want a new relationship with someone that's already, like, completed, you know, in their evolution. Mind games, immature, testing you, analysing you. My God. Sick and tired, cycles, over it, decision made. So we've had that a couple of times about cycles, haven't we? Someone you dealt with, someone that you were married to, was very insecure. Okay, constantly playing mind games, constantly analysing, you know, everything was like a chess game. Now it's game, setting, match, and you are done. You are done. The love is gone. They've wrecked it. And they're gutted about it. And you are healed. You're ready to go. Hi, Patsy. Let's get the unspoken truth. Running from your problems won't solve them. Yeah, so you were dealing with a runner and it feels so free. It feels so free to get rid. Okay, you're walking through the gates to freedom and you're ready for new. Root chakra, that's what I was talking about. You feel stable, you feel secure, you feel like you've got the finances, the resources, the income under lock. You've got predictable behaviour now. You're not dealing with off on, off on. You're better solo. You've cut the ties and you're better solo. And you feel grounded again. You feel like routine has come back to your life, stability, predictability. You know how to kind of rely on yourself. You can't deal with someone that's running away all the time. You can't deal with the facts if someone's telling you lies or going silent on you, being off and on with you. They need to heal their heart chakra, this person. They're a runner. Constant drama, sick and tired, had enough. Sorry, I've got a bad cold, so I'm working whilst being poorly, which I don't normally do, but I'm off and I might as well do it, otherwise I'll fall behind. Okay, so messages from the universe. No act of kindness is ever wasted. Some of the kindest people you will ever meet have been through hell and back themselves. That strengthens their compassion and empathy. If this is describing you, keep being the beautiful soul that you are. Okay, so sometimes your loving, your understanding, your trust, your belief in another person, if they don't believe in themselves, it doesn't matter. Do you know what I mean? If you give them something 110%, it's not that you need to change as a person, you need to change who you are, but you could just be, trying to collaborate with the wrong person. This person needs to work on themselves. Why is this happening now? You're meant for more than what you've been sustaining. Okay. What's the karmic lesson? Surrender to the flow. Life unfolds as it should. Okay, so you need to go with the flow. We don't get security from tethering ourselves to a sinking ship. Okay, it's just not a good plan. So we've untethered ourselves, we've severed the ties, and we're actually getting control back over our own direction, our own success, our own future. And it's making you feel really good. It's putting you in a good position. It's making you optimistic about the future. Now, of course, that person's going to feel jealous at times watching you move on, but it's the right thing for them to let you go, because you don't hold on to people saying, well, I don't want someone else to have you. If they didn't bring enough to the table, then they never deserved you anyway, right? I am gentle with myself and recognise my beauty. Write down 3 things that make you unique. Reassess. You have the right to change your mind. Yeah, maybe you thought the sun shone out this person's backside when you met them. You don't anymore. Yeah, it's been the same shit, a different day for possibly 20 years. So you're over it. Even if you thought, no, I do miss them and I want to make a go of it, you could have changed your mind again and thought, no, I was right to split up. The Ankh Bearer. Life's energy flows within you. Embrace the fullness of being and the eternal cycle of renewal. Oh, we got cycles 3 times. The Sphinx cat, you are the guardian of your own truth. Stand firm and let your inner strength lead the way. The pillar cat, ground yourself in what's enduring. Build strong foundations before reaching higher. Take it slow with the next person. Yeah, let them prove themselves. Can they respond correctly, or do they overreact in situations? Do they run away? How does this person conduct themselves when they're met with challenges? Because someone can love bomb, or you can just be excited to be dating. But we need to see this person like without the training wheels off, without the mask on, and see what they're about before we commit to them. So do not jump in head first is the advice. Well, let's get a timing for new love for Sagittarius. Now let you be on your way. Within 3 months, okay, so you're going to have a little bit more healing time, a bit more time to become independent once again. And then you are going to meet someone new. You're going to leave the training wheels on for a little bit and pull the mask off their face and see who they are before any sort of commitment to them, okay? Right, I hope you liked this reading. I hope it resonates. Please give it a like, share, subscribe, follow, repost, support the channel. Hype me up, and I will see you in the next one, Sagittarius. If you want a personal reading, they're £25. Payment is by PayPal or directly with Bax. I pre-record on YouTube and then I send you the link to it, and you can watch it as many times as you like at your leisure, and you can watch it on the telly as well. Memberships are live, they're $5.99 a month. You get a finance reading, you get a health reading, and a how to read tarot series. Content is up there, it's waiting to be watched for each of the signs. It's a bargain considering my readings are £25 each. Money comes and it goes, I appreciate that. So if you can do anything, give me a like, help my readings to get into the algorithm, because it's heartbreaking making content and then it not getting views because no one's clicking like or commenting on it. So just remember to do that for me and I'll be forever grateful. Okay, so we are going on to Capricorn next. Okay, couple of shuffles for Capricorn. Spirit guides, universe, and angels, please stand beside me and guide me for Capricorn's highest good. How is Capricorn feeling in this final week of March and beginning days of April 2026 with regards to the one they're thinking about, dealing with, or manifesting in? 3 cards for how Capricorn's feeling, please. Ace of Wands. Okay, I tend to see the Ace of Wands as a rebirth of an existing connection, but sometimes it's just because we're really excited for something, a new chapter, a new venture, a new start, a new person. but it can be a rebirth. So let's see what else we get. It's phallic, okay? It's excitement. It's something we want. It's something we've hoped for, wished for, and the universe is granting us a bit of good luck. Seven of Wands, okay? Determined to get the advantage, to maintain the high ground. Competitive energy, can be defensive, but there's a lot of firepower here with these Wands cards. It's Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy. The Moon, you're a little bit afraid that you're not going to get there. This is Pisces. It's the major for Pisces. The Moon card is all about being afraid but doing it anyway. Okay. When we're holding ourselves back or we're stalling, it's because we're frightened of failure, we're frightened of defeat. But it doesn't stop you from wanting it. You know, sometimes we might not go for interviews because we're worried we won't get it. It can be the same with love, isn't it? You just think, oh, I'm not, you know, I really do want this. I would love to be in a relationship, but I just don't know if I should join that app, or I don't know if I should go on that blind date because what if it sucks? What if it, you know, doesn't work out, or they're a weirdo, or we don't feel good about ourselves? Okay, so let's see who's showing up for you. They've got the Two of Wands. So they're in a planning phase. They don't know whether to go left or right, to pick A or B, to stay or go. So they're in a planning phase. They're still planning things out, thinking about stuff. There's a choice, a decision that needs to be made. The King of Swords, okay, air energy. So this person is using all their brain power to analyze, to deconstruct, to make a plan, to see things from all sides. Life is a chess game to this person. Once they've shared the details of something, they've been thinking on it for weeks or months at a time. Okay, this is a thinker. And then they're also someone that likes to deal with the facts. They like to be prepared. They like to reason things. Sometimes they can talk themselves out of stuff, okay, but it's upright, so it's quite positive. It's a thinker. We don't want them to get into analysis paralysis, though. Eight of Cups, the Hanged Man, the King of Pentacles, the King of Wands. We're dealing with someone who's in Emperor energy, okay? This person has got the Eight of Cups. They're planning to walk away, okay, and they've really thought this through. If you look at that choice that needed to be made, the King of Swords is a thinker. They've often had something on their mind for a long time without sharing it with anyone. By the time you know about it, it's already been done for a long time, you know. The Hanged Man is someone that's not making any fast moves. They're trying to look at things from all perspectives. This person values security, predictability with that earth energy. They're a solid provider. They're very generous. This person's very determined, quite, you know, dominant as a partner. They're goal orientated. They like to take action. We've got three kings for them. So the only king that's missing is the King of Cups, which is emotions, feelings, heart. So they've really blocked that off. It's someone who is like head over heart decision here potentially, and they're not going to allow themselves to be emotional about it. They're thinking practically. They're thinking goal wise. They're thinking about the long term goals, the vision. They've analysed everything appropriately. So it does look like you're looking for a rebirth with someone and they are actually planning their exit. And it's a done deal and it has been for a little bit. Okay, so let's get three for the outcome. person could have a lot of responsibility in work. They could be a homeowner. They could have children. Okay, so showing up in like very much Emperor energy. They're taking emotions out of it, and they're focused on practicality, logic, and sort of the long-term plan. We've got the Ten of Cups reversed, Knight of Cups reversed, Ten of Swords upright, the Justice, the Death card. Yeah, this is done. This is a family situation where children are involved with that Ten of Cups. There's division within a household. So Capricorn, this person is asking for a divorce. Okay, they're not coming towards you with emotion. They are hurt, but they know it's the end. This is their justice. Okay, that Libra card and the Major for Scorpio. They're ready, they're transitioning. They know that this is the right thing for them. So I am gutted for you, because a lot of people can relate to that situation where you want to give something another go and the other person does not. They're just immovable on it. It seems like that's the situation here. Because they were one big combination, let's get two more. Two of Pentacles reversed. Okay, so the Two of Pentacles upright is a choice, or it's wanting duality, equilibrium. Two is an even number. Pentacles are, input of time, money, and energy. We want the same. We want things to be equal, and they're not. This is the infinite juggle. It's the juggler card. It's like we didn't manage to get things on equal footing, or we didn't get duality, equilibrium. The Strength card reverse doesn't need to be emotionally strong, but it's really, really difficult. Lions are physically, they have brute strength. They're intimidating just from the sound, the look, but they are walking around like a wounded warrior, this person, and so are you. Okay, so it's a really, really tough time at the moment. There's just a lack of balance, a lack of equilibrium, a lack of reciprocity, and one person wants this and the other person's out. So I'm sorry, Capricorn, but it's done. Let's get a message from this person who's showing up as the ex. You're so special. You're truly divine. I've never felt energy like yours before, and I can't get enough. So this person used to be crazy about you. Let's get a confession. I hope you haven't moved on. Okay, so it has been a struggle for this person to let go. They were fiercely loyal, but it's at this point they are walking away from it, and they see that as the right thing. They don't see that as a family unit. This is working at all. They don't want to try to make this work anymore. It's too painful. Okay, so I don't think there's a regret of having had a family with you. I don't think there is a regret of having lived with you or married you if they have done. I think a lot's been achieved, but they just can't feel happy living together now. Why is this happening now? Because you're overthinking it, because you're being protected. Okay, so it's for your highest good. It'd be toxic if they kept putting back into it and saying, let's stay together then, let's get back together then. It would be toxic for you. Okay, this separation is for your highest good. It might feel like it, but it is. think there was a lot of passion and intimacy in this connection. I think, it served its purpose for a long time, and a lot has been achieved, like, probably bringing children into the world, many happy memories, but for some reason it's not it staying living together all under one roof is not it going forwards. Okay, what's the messy truth about this connection? Real eyes, real lies. Seeing clearly, illusion cracked, awareness. Okay, so there was some sort of illusion when it came to this connection, and now we're seeing clearly about what probably wasn't signs of this person being our match. Childish. Someone has to be the adult in the room. Maybe the term should be grow up or get out. Starting over, ending it and moving on, trying again, the ex is back. You could have tried to work on this previously, or one of you could have suggested that and then realised, like, nah, that's not a good idea. Prickly defences, barriers caused by past hurts block you, be patient. Kicked to the curb. Someone feels completely rejected, completely surplus to requirements, completely dropped like a hot rock. High value, the Empress, beautiful, sexy, abundant, confident. Toxic love, drama, addictions, love-hate relationship. Caught, red-handed, secrets exposed, surprise, shocked. Yeah, something's been like a yo-yo, back and forth, off and on, but you're being protected now, and you got to be strong and accept this ending. Okay, they're actually gonna like finish it, but it's because you're too tempted to keep staying off and on and trying again, or resuscitating stuff, flogging a dead horse. It's toxic, it's childish, it's no good you being under the same roof, not in front of kids. Your past shapes you, but it doesn't define you. Okay? How things have been, that doesn't have to be how the rest of your life goes. Endings aren't always endings. If I had cherished you more, would we have made it? Ooh, never had that. Hearing your name still makes my heart race. We're both waiting for the other to make the first move. You've always known the truth, you just refuse to see it. Ooh, there's pure tea here. Someone could have neglected this marriage. They could have been a workaholic. They could have come across very detached, nonchalant. They could have been complacent, taking it for granted. And sometimes the damage is just too significant, there's no coming back from that. Crown chakra, my spirit is infinite and free. Okay, so you're being supported, you're being protected by your hierarchy team. Don't overthink this ending, okay? It's something that you just need to accept. Accept this ending. If they're asking for a divorce, a separation, let it be final. Let's get a message from the universe. In your journey, there will be times when you feel lost, confused, lonely, and angry. These are times of transition. You won't feel those emotions forever. You are transitioning to a better, stronger version of yourself. Shed away those unneeded layers and keep growing. Okay, so that's exactly what we have here. Let it happen, okay? Let this transition take place. Shed away the pain. Let it go. Don't hold on to it. Something left you feeling, emotionally void. Even if there were, children brought into the world, life, given, human beings created, you've got to kind of like let everyone exist happily and in confidence that they're safe, calm, not listening to slanging matches or not feeling tension in a room where no one's talking, not feeling resentment. Children are happy when adults around them are happy, and adults who are in separate abodes sometimes are happier and calmer than when they are living in the same house. So let it happen. When this person brings an end to this, accept it. You are manifesting your reality. Your energy shapes your world. Soul growth through challenges. Struggles refine, not define. Yeah. Okay. Really, really positive stuff coming out here. Let's get some advice. I choose to fill my life with joy. Create a playlist of songs that uplift and inspire you. Release. Sometimes the best way to grow is to simply let go. Okay, well that's clear, isn't it? That is absolutely clear as day. Final advice, and then we'll get a timing for new love. The glyph weaver, the universe is speaking in symbols. Listen between the lines. Hidden messages are guiding you towards truth and wisdom. Timing for new love for Capricorn, please. In the nearest future. Wow. Okay, very, very clear what you need to do there. Alright, take care, Capricorn. I hope you liked this reading. Please give it a like, share, subscribe, follow, repost, support the channel, hype the channel, and I will see you in the next one. Memberships are now live. There's plenty of content up there to be enjoyed. If you want a personal reading, I've got one to do after this. They're £25. It can be about love or something else. Readings are about 45 minutes to an hour. They're as thorough as these ones. You get loads of clarification. Why is the person feeling the way that they feel? We get timings, we get messages from them. I've got plenty of positive feedback on my community page. All my clients are happy, have a 100% success rate. I have a lot of returning clients. In fact, there's not one of them that's not asked for a second one. So a lot of people overpay for my readings as well, which tells you something. So help me to get into the algorithm, please, and give me a like. Don't forget to do that. It's the difference between getting 0 views or 2 to 3 views and getting 600 views. Okay, we're going to be doing Aquarius next. If you're sticking around, that's absolutely fine. You are welcome to. If you are leaving because you watched your sign, have a good rest of your day and have a lovely weekend. I will be doing the new weekly all signs for the first 6 signs tomorrow. Okay, Aquarius. A couple of shuffles for Aquarius. Spirit guides, universe, and angels, please stand beside me and guide me for Aquarius's highest good. How is Aquarius feeling in this final week of March 2026 and beginning days of April 2026 with regards to the one they're thinking about, dealing with, or manifesting in? 3 cards for Aquarius, please. The 4 of Pentacles reversed. Okay, so that's a positive reversal. Because when the 4 of Pentacles card is upright, it's the miser. Like, she's prepared that tray of something delicious and she's gonna eat it all herself. When it's reversed, she's actually gonna share that, okay? So it's becoming open to giving more of your time, money, and energy, your resources to a relationship where previously you could have been really shut off and thought, I can't give to this right now. Okay, so feeling more charitable, feeling more giving, making time, providing money, giving this more energy. The Wheel of Fortune reverse, you could feel like things are pitted against you at the moment. Okay, because the Wheel of Fortune upright is good luck, good fortune coming from the universe. We feel fortuitous, fortunate. When things feel unfortunate or unlucky, or like they're a bit too difficult, we're getting a bit too much adversity, that's the Wheel of Fortune reverse. But sometimes that's our perception, and sometimes it is the case and it's karma for some kind of bad habits or toxic patterns we've had. So we've got the Two of Wands reversed, the Page of Swords reversed, the Temperance reversed, the King of Pentacles reversed, the King of Wands reversed, the Justice reversed, and the King of Swords reversed. This is a lot of the cards that came out for the Capricorn reading. Got the Sun reversed. Something's really weighing heavily on your mind. It's making you feel a bit depressed, a bit burdened. It could be money, it could be a lack of energy, you could be going through a separation. You could feel like you really need to navigate through shit and you can't just live your life in a spontaneous kind of way. You'll be going through a lot at the moment. Let's see who's showing up for you. Someone you're thinking about, someone you're dealing with, or manifesting in the future. We've got the Seven of Wands upright, with the Eight of Swords reversed. And then we've also got the Three of Wands upright, the King of Cups, the King of Swords reversed, the Queen of Cups upright, the Knight of Pentacles, the Three of Swords reversed. Wow, this person believes that you two are divine counterparts. They're ready to make a move. They want to put energy, time, and money into this. They're not in their head about it. They're quite determined. They've got a bit of go in them. This person is recovering from heartbreak. The Fool reversed. Okay, so this person is terrified of taking a gamble and it flopping. Okay, so something's created a lot of doubt and a lot of disbelief in this situation. So you're both kind of scared that there's too much adversity, there's too much against you. I've got loads of cards here. Hang on. The Five of Pentacles upright is feeling a state of lack. Page of Wands reversed is a lack of excitement or optimism when it comes to the future. The Magician reversed, I haven't got the tools to succeed. The Three of Cups, I feel like I'm having to share. Knight of Wands reversed, loss of libido. Five of Swords reversed, not wanting to argue. Queen of Pentacles, you've actually got the King and Queen of Pentacles, so you are divine counterparts. Okay, you're showing up as the King of Pentacles on your side. They're showing up as the Queen of Pentacles on their side. The difference is your pentacles are reversed, so money's not great for you right now. It could be really tight, especially if you're going through separation or divorce. Their money is pretty good, to be honest. It's on the up. There's a Tower moment happening, the Knight of Cups. They're realising their emotions are coming to the surface and they want to express those. But there does seem to be a lot going on here. The amount of cards this person has on their side, you know, they've got half a deck going on. Yours is a bit simpler. You just feel like the odds are stacked against you at the moment. But it's not that you don't want to. It's not that you don't want to give your time, money, and energy to this. You do want to, but you might be quite limited in what you can give. This person has got enough heart to kind of be very patient and very understanding. And you're both very practical people, actually, whether you believe it or not. You're both showing up as King and Queen of Pentacles, and that's a nice amount of feminine and masculine energy. It's very complementary, yin and yang energy. You could both have significant amounts of earth in your chart, whether that's Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. You look like you're keeping emotions largely out of it at the moment. This person's emotions are heavily in it. Okay, but they're still, if you look that they've got the Fool reversed and you've got the Wheel of Fortune reversed, you both understand the tone at the moment is we can't take a risk yet. We can't take a risk with this because it would like fall. If we took a leap of faith, we would plunge into the ground, you know, and be a pavement pizza. It's not a good moment to take a risk on this. However, you both kind of like have a lot of feelings turning around in your heart, in your mind. You know, you're aware of the situation. You've both been very practical. This person has a lot of love for you. They would like to let you know that they care about you. Let's get 3 for the outcome. It looks like you're on the same wavelength. You very much both understand the situation. The Devil reversed, the Two of Cups reversed. So, previously, there could have been times where you were each concerned that the other doesn't feel the same. Okay, you could be two people that prefer security, and you've thought, I don't feel secure in this situation, so I'm not putting myself out there. But we're getting past that. You realise that you equally are excited about one another, because the Devil upright is the major for Capricorn, and it's codependency, it's fear, it's toxic behaviours, it's irrational thoughts, phobias, addictions, overthinking, you know, getting released from the Devil when it turns around and realising, hang on a minute, we both like each other quite a bit here. There's a lot of potential here. It's mutual. That's in the outcome. Okay, so let's get 2 more because they're a combination. I'm barely left with any cards. The Ten of Wands. This has not been an easy journey, and it's not an established connection yet. But you both have realised that you equally are quite into one another. It's mutual attraction, mutual potential. It's only potential at this point, but it's mutual. It's still there, whether you've been on and off, because let's face it, there's a lot going on here in terms of cards. We've got most of a deck lying in front of us, so a lot has obviously happened but it could be a very tumultuous on-off, inconsistent connection, but you've realised that you both have these feelings for each other, like, at this point. We're starting to get 10 is the end of a cycle of difficulty, challenges. We're starting to get 8 of Wands energy, which is fast action, progress, fast communication. So things are about to pick up, guys. Big style. You're about to see progress. You're about to see a turning point when it comes to understanding that you both like are still here, you're both still liking each other, that the hard times are coming to an end, okay, and the fun that should be had in a Two of Cups situation where you realise that you really like each other and it's just the start of things. It shouldn't be like that at the start, should it? So it's moving from that into this energy where it's all fire, it's all go, it's exciting, we're getting some progress. You know, things are starting to develop. The seedling is taking off. Yeah. So this period of shakiness, this period of adversity is coming to a close, and we're getting, hopefully the wheel turning upright. Bit more good luck, bit more good fortune, and that's going to build faith and allow you to get excited to establish this connection. You're so special. You're truly divine. I've never felt energy like yours before, and I can't get enough. Okay, so this person's mad about the boy, mad about the woman. Let's get a confession from them. I don't feel like I'm good enough for you. So this person worries that you don't take them seriously or you won't invest in them because I don't know if you're more mature than them or you have more assets or you've been married and therefore they think that, I don't know, or they're just naturally insecure. But they got you on a bit of a pedestal, this person. They think you're amazing. What's the nature of this connection, please? Oh my god, divine union represents a sacred partnership that aligns with your higher purpose. Wow, this person should feel good enough for you because you are divine counterparts. I did say that. If you can get through all of that and still be in love with each other, you're in love. You're in love with each other. It's been a really, really difficult time, but that's coming to an end, okay? The odds are no longer stacked against you. There is more than enough fire to go around here, and it's a divine union. It means that in the 5D, you both signed a contract and agreed to have a relationship in the 3D. So whether you're twin flames or a straightforward, well, it doesn't look very straightforward, does it? You must be twin flames if you've been through all this adversity and been, hurt and closed off and had all these obstacles against you. You could be twin flames that have reconnected recently and you realise that you're still in love with each other. Why is this happening now? To make space for something greater. Okay, so this is divine union. It wasn't, it's trying to build a house in a hurricane previously, but you're coming into divine union with one another. And this is going to be greater than anything you've experienced previously. Each of you with other people. Karmic lessons. What is the karmic lesson? It's going to feel out of this world. This looks like Jodrell Bank, doesn't it? It looks like a satellite where you get to study the stars. Standing in your power, own your truth unapologetically. If you each believe in this connection, then foster it, nurture it, cultivate it, invest into it. Because you mutually like each other. You mutually want it. And if that's the case, it's already got lots going for it. What's the messy truth about this connection? Because it does look like it's being tumultuous and difficult, challenging. Can't move on. Stuck loop, missing them, no closure. Yeah, so there was unfinished business here, and you're still in love with each other. Never really over. Okay, it's been off and on, lingering energy, soul tie, no closure. You were never able to walk away from each other properly because you're actually divine counterparts. And you may have to explain that to other people or show that to other people by enduring whatever difficulties of being pitted against this connection. People will realise this wasn't just a fling, this wasn't just a mistake, it wasn't a blip. No one's trying to play anyone for a fool. It's actually going to endure. It's that wild card that most people wouldn't bet on working out. Most people won't understand it, Demanding. Unrealistic expectations, high maintenance, diva, crushed, mechanical. So at times, there's been a lot of hurt, a lot of pain. Someone's being unrealistic in what they expected to get from this when it was under like difficult conditions. And at times, people are checked out of the connection, found it monotonous, the issues with it. We've got missed chances, don't have regrets, cherish your moments together. Beloved wisdom. Love is a choice you make every day, so choose wisely. Devotion blooms, nurture both blossoms and thorns with tenderness. Tender bridges, building connections with empathy, gentleness, and kindness. So there could have been a lot of hostility between the two of you, but you've never quite been able to move on from it because it was just never really over, You could be learning to say eye to eye and be more gentle with one another where tempers are frayed or frustration has got too big of an issue. You might be learning to be more gentle with each other, get used to each other's personalities, and understand that it was outside circumstances that were pitted against you. It wasn't inward ones. It wasn't a lack of you liking each other. Okay, it wasn't ever that. But it could have been misinterpreted as that, as player energy or something else. Keeping a promise. Okay, so the two of you are keeping a promise to one another. You found something special and you're not going to let it go. I'll be watching Island Survivor, is it? Or It's Bear Grylls, yeah, Island Survivor, and it's a group of people. And the one thing they must do is keep the fire going in order to survive. If the fire goes out, they can't purify water and make it safe to drink, and they can't cook food to make it safe to eat. So the one thing they have to do is keep the fire burning, and it's really difficult to do that through all the storms. But this fire, guys, this is enduring. This is constantly burning, and it looks like the fire is going to go out, but it just doesn't. The fire does not go out from this connection because it's a divine union. This is what you got as your final outcome. Fast action, progress, fast communication. It's because you're in love with each other. It doesn't matter what's pitted against you. This was never really over. Neither of you have been able to move on from it because you knew you kept a promise to each other to keep putting into this because it hasn't reached its potential yet. There was too much pitted against it with that Wheel of Fortune reversed. When the hurricane's passed, the house can continue to be built, and much more easily. Sorry for coughing and spluttering, I've got a cold at the moment. I'm off work. There could have been something toxic here where you just can't stay away from each other. Um, you could have really, really hated each other for periods and thought, I hate how that person makes me feel. I'm so angry with that person. You could have really almost got off on the drama of it, but then hated the drama of it and just wanted things to be easier. It's because the conditions weren't right. You each see one another as high value, okay? You see each other as successful, you see each other as confident, you see each other as high achieving, attractive. There could be, a lot of contention surrounding this where it's been a relationship in the dark, it's been secret, sneaky links, okay? Because there was the closing out of a very established connection on one side, both sides. Someone was not available when this began. But it's something that it couldn't thrive under the conditions it was under, but those embers have kept burning and they're stronger than ever. Or sometimes you've established a life in a connection that just wasn't meant to be forever. A contract has come to an end, and then you meet someone whilst that's still being closed out or before it's closed out, that pulls you out of that rut, and then everyone's judgmental and thinks that's not what life should be executed like. But sometimes people have been so loyal and so tried to make something work, or so non-committed to their own happiness and just thought, I've got to think of the kids, I've got to think of other people, what will everyone think, will I be viewed as lower status in the community, less respectable in the community? It's hard to walk away from something even when you know you're not happy in it, because you don't know what is going to happen next. You don't know if you just fancy the new person, but it wouldn't have survived all of this and weathered the storm and be like this if it wasn't something special. never really been over, and neither of you have been able to move on from it because it's something significant. Okay, it looks like to other people and it sounds like to other people like just sneaky linking, but you actually view one another as very high value. It's just it's been under toxic conditions, but you've remained special to one another. If you were to leave it, it'd be a mischance. It really would. You're getting used to each other now. You're learning to be tender with one another instead of, love hating one another. The tough times are coming to an end. Okay, that's the outcome. So let's get you a message from the universe and some chakra whispers. You know what you want, they know what they want. Together, stronger. I stand tall in my truth. Okay, that is the epiphany. The epiphany. That's the epiphany and the epitome of standing in your power. Okay, because that's the solar plexus. That's someone who is strong, who is confident, who's bold enough to go for what they want, to say out loud, this is what I want, this is the person I want, this is the life I want, and I'm going to make it happen. This is taking action with courage, with confidence. I stand tall in my truth. Okay, I'm not going to pretend, I'm not going to appease other people, not going to live like just to pacify other people. I'm confident, I know who I want, I know what I want, and I'm going to make it happen. And that's when you get this, okay? When two people are solar plexus activated and they know what they want, it doesn't matter if things are pitted against them, okay? It takes off, it thrives. Message from the universe. I need you to get excited again. I need you to remember you're not in this thing alone. I'm working on your challenges. I've already assigned angels to you, so let go of the stress. Let go of the stress and just trust me. I've got a pretty incredible ending in store. Wow. In fact, that's why you need to get excited again, because the happy ending I've got coming is going to rock your world. Whoa. Okay, the universe has spoken. There's a reason we've got fireworks, sparks, flames, torches, standing in your power, coming into divine union. Get excited. I need you to, because the ending I've got coming is going to rock your world. Wow. I think you've needed this for a long time, Aquarius. Let go of whatever no longer serves me. Declutter a space in your home that feels congested. Okay, do some tidying up. It'll get your head together. My self-care is my pathway to self-love. Schedule a me-time session doing self-love this week. Okay, time for yourself. We're not chastising ourselves. We're not overly supporting others. We're putting ourselves first. guardian cat, you are the shield as much as the seeker. Your presence alone is a force of quiet power. Okay, you're coming into your truth now. You don't need to worry that this won't weather the storm, that this isn't enduring. As long as you are advocating for yourself, it's going to be a success. Okay, let's get a timing for this union. If it hasn't happened already, it's about to. Someone you've been on and off with. Yeah. In the nearest future. Okay, so it could have already happened, or it could be tomorrow, tonight. It could have happened a couple of days ago. In the nearest future, you're coming into divine union with someone it's been, off and on with. It's been in a true cold, but you both like seriously are in love with each other. Okay, take care. I hope you enjoyed this reading. Please give it a like, share, subscribe, follow, repost, support the channel, hype the channel, and I will see you in the next one. If anyone is interested in a membership, they are live. There's plenty of content up there to be watching. There's a monthly finance reading, monthly health reading with the Native American Indian medicine wheel. Who doesn't want to know how their finances are going to be for the next 3 months? So get on to that. I'm going to be putting up content for the How to Read Tarot series as well. Obviously money comes and goes, but if you are interested in a personal reading and you want to get messages from your person and know that it's from your person to you and it's not for the collective, if you want very specific detail about why they feel the way that they feel, and you want a timing that is specific to you and them, you can direct message on TikTok or Instagram, or you can email me at jen3585@gmail.com. The email address is in the channel description. I'm about to go and do a personal reading now after this Pisces reading. I've got loads of client testimonials on the community page. 100% success rate. Lots of clients return and ask for more readings. Okay, I don't advise to do them more than 4 or 5 times a year because life has to happen in order for energy to change. But obviously it's up to you. If you're tuning in weekly for the collective readings, then you'll see the journey that your sign is on, and you'll see the journey that the sign of your person is on. And these collective readings are completely free. I've got a cold, so I'm sorry if my voice keeps going. I know my voice is a big reason why people tune in. Everyone says they like my voice and it's relaxing, but it's very broken at the moment as I wake up full of cold. But anyway, we knew it was going to happen because we're surrounded by it at work and at home. Literally, mum and dad have had it, my sister's had it, my nephews have had it. Everyone in work's got it, the kids, the teachers, so it was going to happen, wasn't it? Okay, a couple of shuffles for Pisces. I tell you what, I always think, oh, if I do lives in the day, they'll get loads of attention, but they don't. It has to be once everyone's out of work. Mind you, I like finding a reading that's already been done and watching it on the way home, so hopefully people will do that. But I do miss people coming in and chatting, so I might not do this again and just stay in the evening time. I've got no mods in here. No one to chat to. Just the sound of my tummy rumbling. Ooh. Spirit guides, the universe, and angels, please stand beside me and guide me for Pisces' highest good. How is Pisces feeling in this final week of March and beginning week of April 2026? With regards to when they're thinking about dealing with or manifesting in, 3 cards for how Pisces is feeling, first of all, please. Temperance. Okay, the major for Sagittarius, that fire energy. Temperance is like when you're trying to balance your emotions instead of having mood swings and being up and down. There's the need to temper oneself, and I think you are managing it, so I'm not sure what the situation is, but well done. 8 of Swords, you're in your head about something, you're getting intrusive thoughts, you're worried, you're anxious, you feel stuck, like there isn't a way out, there's no solution. But that's all in perception, okay? So there's definitely a need to stay emotionally strong at the moment. Let's see. The 7 of Cups was reversed. So the 7 of Cups, when it's upright, is when we're at a bit of a crossroads in our life. That could be during a relationship. We sort of sit and contemplate sometimes and think, is this really where I'm meant to be? That looks like what she's doing. Sometimes we do it when we're single and we think, like, where is my person? What kind of life do I want? Where am I supposed to be? What country? What career? What person? Okay, who is my person? What am I doing? We're looking for a direction. Okay, when it's reversed, we are that unhappy in our current situation that it's now something that we're thinking about night and day. Okay, it's crossed over from a little bit of daydreaming now and again to total fantasy and delusion, because we're just more comfortable in imagining what our future could be like than where we really are. So let's see who's showing up for you. We've got the Lovers reversed. So someone feels unrequited love. This is the twins, the major for Gemini. With the Lovers card, 2 people are fated to be together. They're destined. They signed a contract in the 5D. And so when they do meet, they feel like they've known each other a lifetime. When the Lovers is reversed, it means that one person does not love the other. Okay, it's unrequited. So that's how this person feels. I think you want out, Pisces. Yeah, the 3 of Swords is the challenge. Are they about to get their heart broken? The Empress. This person feels devastated. They could be a Libra or a Taurus. They don't have to be. This person is high value, but they don't feel the love. Okay, they don't feel that you're thrilled to be with them. And you look like you're all in your head, like you're contemplating getting out of this. They can feel it, okay? They feel you if you're pulling your hand away from theirs on the couch, or you're leaning away or turning away when they're about to kiss you, or you're making excuses that you can get things done separately rather than go to the next shop together. You know, you're saying, well, I'll meet you in such a place, because you just don't want to be together with them all the time. Like, the Devil and the 5 of Wands. This could be causing arguments. This person could be forcing the issue because they know deep down, like, they can see the signs that the cracks are forming and you're not talking about it. Okay, this person is going to push it until an argument happens. I never get that combination, you know. That's quite interesting. It's the major for Capricorn, but it's about not letting something go, being obsessive or addicted, or you know, it could be just loads of arguments, or they're going to push it until you come out with it. You could be a bit passive aggressive and like they're thinking, God, just do it. I can tell that you're going to break up with me or something. Something like that. Let's get 3 for the outcome. The 5 of Pentacles reversed, wanting to come out from the cold, wanting to get contributions of time, money and energy from someone. Got the Queen of Wands upright with the Emperor reversed. So you were divine counterparts with the Emperor and the Empress. There's a need to pull back and soul search with this Hermit card. That's the major for Virgo. Virgos are incredibly reflective. They need time by themselves to think about whether this should be happening anymore or not. They feel that you are pulling away. They could be aware that you started putting your eyes on someone else with that Queen of Wands energy, or they could just be aware that you're coming into a Queen of Wands energy where you want to be single again, where you're looking at your options and daydreaming about a better future somewhere else with someone else, or just not in this relationship anymore. So, we've got the Emperor reversed, the Queen of Wands. You are down in the dumps, Pisces, like you don't want to be here, and they are a bit devastated, but they're going to push it until you talk about it, in all honesty. They might throw down the gauntlet and say, unless things improve, I'm out. And that's kind of what you're waiting for. You might say, I'm sorry, I'm done. Like, I just don't feel this way about you anymore. I haven't for a while. That would be devastating. I hate it when people do that. I'd just say, I've realised, like, just in the last few days, like, this just isn't for me, and I'm so sorry. But don't say, I've felt like this for ages, because that's just nasty. So we've got the Death card. There's about to be a period of transition, walking through the door and not coming back. The Hierophant, can I use my better judgment? Can I be, someone who has experience of how this goes? 8 of Pentacles, there's no growth in this because it's reversed. Page of Cups reversed. Unapologetic about it. Not wanting to express emotion, just wanting to deal with the facts. Knight of Swords, a message needs to be delivered urgently. Okay, it's not being said, it needs to be said. I told you, this person's going to force you to raise the issue and do the thing that needs to be done, okay, to finish this. To clear the air and say, look, I want to finish this. I want to be single again. I don't know if there's any point in getting a message from them because I don't think you want to be with them anymore. Oh my God, there's loads that they would say. Emotional intimacy. I'm afraid to truly open up to you. Being raw and authentic with my emotions is something I'm still working on. I see you looking good and moving on. I don't care who you're talking to. I'm better. I will compete for you. I miss you. I wish things were different. Your perfection, your beauty amazes me. I'm not sure how I attracted someone like you, but I'm forever grateful. This person wants you back. They don't want to lose you. They don't want to let you go. They want to fight for this. But they do see that it's unrequited. Okay, so they're probably going to force the issue and make you say the words. I let other people influence my choices. I've never felt this strongly about someone before. They're going to really have to take a long time to get over you, They're really not going to enjoy this breakup. Evolving together highlights the importance of growing side by side in your journey. You could feel like you've outgrown this person. It's a shame, but it happens. Most times you aren't going to grow and evolve at exactly the same rate. Someone's going to evolve before the other and could be by a lot. What's the messy truth about this connection? Wasn't love, it was control, possession, power play, ego. Ooh. Fake apology, manipulative guilt, no real change, gaslight again. Whoa, I did not see that coming. I did not see that coming. Okay, so this is a very controlling person, perhaps. But Queen of Wands energy is solar plexus being activated, so I think you're taking power back and saying, I'm out. Bad timing, too little too late, taken, not ready to love again. Legacies, rebirth, honour history's remains to restore and breathe life into forgotten tales. Investigating. Ooh, this person is a spy, guys. They're a stalker. They got trust issues. They don't trust you. They're controlling. They suspect that you've got someone else, even if you haven't. They might accuse you of it. They play mind games. They analyse you. Okay, they don't trust. They constantly check up on you, accuse you of stuff. We were supposed to be us, not just you and me. Your past shapes you, but it doesn't define you. You want out of this controlling situation. You've outgrown it. Why is this happening now? It's time to rest. It's been exhausting. You've constantly had to overthink every move you make. You've ended up second guessing yourself, doubting decisions, doubting the smallest of actions. You're questioning everything because you know it's going to be pulled up by this person. That's not fair. That's not no way to live. Completion and renewal, every ending is a new beginning. Okay, so there's an ending happening here. You're about to walk through the gates into freedom and peace. Okay, so we've got the sacral chakra being activated. Once you get free from this situation, you'll feel like you can problem solve again. You'll feel like you can, the cortisol hormone has been erased. It's been removed. It's been cleared out, dissolved, and you can problem solve again. You can feel, excited again, be inspired again. You'll feel personal power. You'll feel confident. You'll start to take back control of your life. You'll feel, like you can have closure, move on, let go of bitterness, resentment. The heart chakra spinning again. You'll know that you're worthy of deep, nourishing love, that your voice does matter. You are allowed to have opinions, you're allowed to stand up for yourself, you're allowed to speak your truth. My words carry healing energy. You may use that wisdom, that new freedom that you found to influence others who've also been in controlling situations. Okay, this is going to heal you to leave this situation, guys. In your journey, there will be times when you feel lost, confused, lonely, and angry. These are times of transition. You won't feel those emotions forever. You are transitioning to a better, stronger version of yourself. Shed away those unneeded layers and keep growing. Love yourself more by saying no to things that feel draining and burdening for you. Saying no when you want to say no instead of saying yes to please other people is a real act of self-love. Yeah, this person plays mind games, they're toxic, they're draining, they're accusatory. You know, it's just exhausting, and you find yourself walking on eggshells to keep them happy, and it's making you really unhappy. It's done that for a long time, so it's just a no. No more. I am courageous and I stand up for myself. Practice assertiveness in a situation where you'd normally stay quiet. There's a lot here about the throat chakra and you not being passive around others. You need to stand up for yourself. I cherish the quiet moments that bring me peace. Find a quiet spot and sit in silence for 5 minutes. You know, often people, when they want to dominate you, they shout louder. They're more aggressive. They move into your personal space. You know, it's very threatening. So we often just need to create a situation where they don't have access to us anymore. Particularly if they have got a propensity to be violent or cross boundaries, like reading your diary, checking your phone, taking your phone away from you, taking devices from you, you know, intercepting phone calls, interrupting, following you, anything like that is controlling behaviour. You know, constantly making false accusations is like control behavior because they're conning themselves that you've already done something wrong. If they dehumanize you by calling you names, name calling is like a way of justifying, you know, like disgusting behavior because they're sort of lying to themselves that you're a bad person. Anything like that, keep away from it, get away from it, because you'll be able to get your head together as soon as you're away from it. You've learnt to, you know, keep your mouth shut, and spirit doesn't want you to do that anymore. They want you to get away from this person. It's very, very clear. It's time to stand up for yourself, Pisces. Oh my god. Mic drop. The ability to suck it up is not a superpower. Saying no is. In your power. That's freaky, that, you know. That's freaky, isn't it? Someone really needs to hear this message today. Fuck me. Even if it's not as dramatic as all that, this person might be putting you down by just not even listening to things that you've got to say. You know, it's always like they'll listen to what you've got to say, but then they go with their decision. It's They're not letting you just be who you are, you know? It's like you're being dragged along for the ride, and it doesn't matter really who sits in the seat. If you were to step out and you were to place someone else in your shoes, would they be asked? Would they even notice? Or would they glance and then just continue? Do you know what I mean? It's like, The Judgment Watcher. Judgment is near. Stay true to your heart. Only honesty and integrity will tip the scales in your favour. The Luxor Sentinel. Walk with reverence. Sacred spaces awaken ancient memories and timeless truths. Okay, you are getting back in touch with who you are and who you're supposed to be. And this was never it. Let's get a timing for new love. Healthy love. When is Pisces going to find a healthy love? Within a couple of weeks. Okay, so it doesn't even need to be a long time before you meet someone new. In fact, there's a queue of people waiting to just treat you right. Okay, eyes wide open this time. Take care, Pisces. That was your reading. I hope you enjoyed it. Please give it a like, share, subscribe, follow, repost, support the channel. Hype me up, get me into the algorithm, and I'll see you in the next one. Click join if you want a membership. Memberships are live. Content's been up there for a while. You get a monthly finance reading, a monthly health reading for $5.99, and a how to read tarot series as well. Personal readings are £25. You can direct message on Instagram or TikTok, or you can email me at jen3585@gmail.com. I'm going to go to the toilet and have a shower and speak to my dad. We're trying to get a car purchase for me at the moment, but I am on my arse with this cold. Right, take care, guys. Have a good rest of your day. I will be doing, unless I deteriorate, I'll be doing the 6 signs at the beginning of the zodiac for their new weekly readings tomorrow. Okay, if not tomorrow, it'll be Sunday.